Let's have a look at more from Pleasure with Profit, Geometrical Recreations. We are starting out here with the definition of a point and a straight line or right line coming straight from Euclid, so that is nice. We have some constructions here. Some of these, for example this one, to divide a right line into two equal parts and at right or square angles. This is something I used to do. I was taught this exact construction in school. Some things about parallel lines. It may be required to draw a line parallel to another line at a certain given distance, or the parallel may be required to be drawn through an assigned point. And of this kind, there are two varieties. For the given point may be over or under the given line, or it may be oblique to the line given. And then that is talking about it. To make a triangle of any three given right lines, provided that the two shorter lines together be longer than the longest given line. Let the three lines given be C, D, and E. Take the longest line and make the line FG equal thereunto. So we're transferring that distance. And then take your compasses, the line D, and setting one foot in G, describe the arch HH. H prime H? No, that's a comma. Oh goodness, the arch HH. At any rate, so you're arching from F using the length of D, and you're using the line E to get the distance for arch II, and that will make you a triangle. To divide a right line given into any number of equal parts. This one is pretty clever, as it uses similar triangles. To any 3 points given which lie not in a right line, to find the center of a circle whose circumference being described shall pass through those 3 given points. Let's see how we're doing it. Let the 3 given points be A, B, C. First, set 1 foot of your compasses in one of the given points A and extend the other foot to B, another of the given points, and draw the arch of a circle GED. Second, the compasses being kept at the same distance as before, set 1 foot in B and with the other foot cross the former arch GED with 2 small marks or arches in the points D and E, and draw the right line DE. Thirdly, set 1 foot of the compasses in the third given point C, they still keeping the same opening, and with the other foot cross the first drawn arch GED in the points F and G, and draw the right line FG, crossing the former right line DE in the point O, so shall O be the center of a circle in which if you set one foot of the compasses and open the other to any of the three given points, the circle so described shall pass directly through all the 3 points A, B, and C as was required. That's the sort of thing I would want to try myself. I will do that at some point. To divide the circumference of any circle into any number of equal parts not exceeding 10. The circle being described, upon the center E, first draw the diameter AEC, which divides the circumference into 2 equal parts. Secondly, take the distance AE in your compasses and set it from A to B and to D, and draw the line BD, which shall divide the circumference into 3 equal parts. Thirdly, divide the diameter AC in 2 equal parts at right angles by the diameter FG, and draw the line AF, which shall divide the circle into 4 equal parts. Fourthly, set 1 foot of the compasses in H, and extend the other to F, and there describe the arch FPI, and draw the line FI, which shall divide the circle into 5 equal parts. Fifthly, the lines EA, EC, EF, or EG will either of them divide the circle into 6 equal parts. Sixthly, the lines HB or HD will divide it into 7 equal parts. Seventhly, through the point O, where the lines HB and AF do intersect, draw the line EK, and a line drawn from A to K shall divide the circle into 8 equal parts. Eighthly, divide the arch BAD into 3 equal parts, and set one of them from D to L, so shall DL divide the circumference into 9 equal parts. Lastly, the line EI will divide the circle into 10 equal parts, and so is the problem performed as was required. I have never seen that before in my life. But problem 10 I have. This is just an angle bisection to divide a right-lined angle into 2 equal parts. This is a common one that I used to learn back in the 80s. Some of these are more exotic. I like this spiral one. Really, I like the pictures on here. There's something very nice about these pictures to me. This is making an ellipse. An oval. I don't think it's a true ellipse. Some kind of oval-shaped character. Look at this. How to make an egg form. Yes, this one is the actual ellipse. The other one didn't look like an ellipse exactly, but this one is. And I know it is because I recognize this method. This is the string method. I like the little pencil here. You can see on the arc between C and B. The dotted lines here represent strings, so the method is to put pins in where you want the foci to be. Here it's E and T. And then take out the slack out of the string with your pin. You can't see my hand motions, but that's what you would do. And then trace it around. that exploits the definition of an ellipse, just like drawing a circle with a compass is based on the definition of a circle. The arch or segment of a circle being given to find the right line, the nearest equal thereunto. Geometrical conclusions. How, without compasses, having only a common meat fork or such like instrument which will neither open wider nor shut closer, and a plain ruler to perform many pleasant and delightful geometrical conclusions. Honestly, it would be hilarious to actually try some of these with a meat fork. Meat fork. So interesting. I don't think forks were actually used much at the table at this time. I think they were fairly new. The compass is an instrument known to all men, and the invention of them is attributed to Tullus, the nephew of Daedalus, as appears by Ovid, where he says, I'm not going to try to read Latin, which Sandus thus translates, and to what? What kind of compasses? Shanked? That can't be right. And two shanked compasses with rivet bound, the one to stand still, the other to turn round in equal distance. I'm not sure what word he's getting at there. But one, John Baptist, an Italian, okay, as also one Geronimus Cardanus, a famous mathematician, he I think I know of, have performed and demonstrated all, as is related, Euclid's elements without compasses. It is true many conclusions may be done without them, some whereof shall here follow. That's so cool. See, this I've never heard of. I have never heard of doing something with a fixed compass. This must have been quite the party trick, like get out some parchment after the feast and say to your friends, want to see me demonstrate some geometry with my fork? So there's all sort of stuff in here. Again, this is something that would be fun to actually try on video. Love the pictures. Chapter 3, Geometrical Arithmetic. So what are we getting at here? Find the mean proportional line between AB, the shorter, and BD, the longer side of the long square AB. Long square? Long square. Okay. So, I have never heard the term long square before. That honestly doesn't sound real. It really doesn't sound real. Long square. By the problem foregoing, find a mean proportional line between AB, the shorter, and BD, the longer side of the long square ABCD, which will be found to be DF. Okay, I think I see what that's... It's just a geometric mean of the sides of the rectangle. I think. This is sort of cool, though, using geometry to calculate. Sort of the inverse of analytic geometry, where you're doing geometry with algebra. Here you're doing arithmetic using geometry. Huh. Oh, this is a picture everybody's seen. Look at that, Pythagorean Theorem. Some sort of calculation. Wait, I want to look at that again. Two geometrical squares being given, to subtract the lesser from the greater and to give the remainder in a third square. And it's really just the Pythagorean theorem. It's like, let's do the calculation that the Pythagorean theorem represents. Division, what is this? Oh, the square root, the side, the end, the square, the root. Dividing a triangle up. The golden rule. This is not the golden ratio, this is something else. To work the golden rule, or rule of three, geometrically is by having of three lines or numbers given to find a fourth line or number that shall be in proportion to them. That is, as the first line or number is to the second line or number, so is the third line or number to a fourth line or number. Therefore, having three lines or numbers given, let it be required to find a fourth that shall be in proportion to them. That looks like that's it for that part. More geometrical recreations. These are just straight up word problems. Okay, these are just practical scenarios, really. Measuring of distances. How to take the breadth of a river by the square. There is a river MPO, whose breadth I desire to know. Upon the brow of the river at M, I set up my staff ML, which is 60 inches or 5 foot long, and hanging my square upon the end thereof at L, I look by the side thereof, till I see the brow of the river on the other side at O, and there fixing my square, I extend a thread by the side thereof from L to N. Then measuring the distance LN, I find it to be 15 inches or 1 foot 3 inches. Then I say by proportion, as NM, the distance measured 15 inches, is to LM, the length of the staff, 60 inches, so is LM 60 inches to MO 240 inches, or 20 feet for the breadth of the river MO. So we're doing proportionality problems. Land measuring mechanically. Oh goodness. So we're measuring an irregular area by dividing it up into triangles. I've heard of this method. These 6 triangles being measured severally according to the directions before given, the contents of all of them added together into one sum, will give you the content of the whole piece in acres, roods, and perches. Going through these old books, especially commercial ones, it's wild, really, really wild, the kinds of units of measurement you find. I've never heard of a perch. A rood sounds like a rod, so it's probably similar. But I don't know about some of these. Something about chain measures and beacons. It's actually basic surveying. Wherein is showed how to take all manner of heights and distances, and to measure all manner of land, of what kind soever, instrumentally. Standing upon a wall or tower of a known height, to find how far any ship, tree, etc. is from you. Classic trig problems. There is a lot. This is a long chapter. How you may by the semicircle take the true plat of any large piece of ground, as park, wood, marsh, or other spacious enclosures, by going round about the same. The manner of reducing the plat into triangles. Scanning error. And the next chapter is mechanical recreations. This ought to be amusing. I'll save that for a different video. Take care.